Hey YouTube, it's Nazael with some real talk. If you notice, I've been making some real talk videos, and it's about sharing certain things that aren't discussed in the many videos out there on YouTube, little trade secrets and stuff like that. I'm getting close to making a mold out of the Dreamer. And as a mold maker, it's imperative that you actually find your case line, so your mold doesn't lock onto the sculpture. There's methods out there that lead to guesstimations. People will come and be like, oh yeah, it's probably around here somewhere, and they guesstimate. There's one technique out there that removes all guesstimation, and it's something so simple that it'll probably blow your mind. There's nothing like having your mold lock itself onto your sculpture, especially if you're sculpting with something really hard like Chavant or monster clay. Unlike wet clay, if you do have some undercuts, because the wet clay is so soft, it'll give way, and your mold will probably open up. That's only the case with like facial features and stuff, maybe underneath the jawline a bit. But when it comes to extreme undercuts, even a wet clay sculpture will get stuck because of the case line was positioned wrong. I'm not going to show you how to make a mold because there's 1,000 videos out there how to make a two-piece ultra-cal mold or a hydro-cal mold. What this video is intended to is for you to find the case line. I'm going to shut my lights. Bear with it. And this is how you find the case line. Simple flashlight. Remember, your mold, it's going to come off in two pieces. It's going to come off like this. So it's imperative that you find where you're going to build your wall. So that way, there's very little resistance when prying open the mold. And I shut the lights off because this is how you find the case line. You position your flashlight exactly the way you want your mold to come off. You see the shadow that it's casting around the neck area, around the trap area. That's your case line. You continue around, see how it casts the shadow. That's where you're going to build your dividing wall. And you continue to go around, and it'll highlight the case line for you. Same thing in the back. See that shadow? Where the shadow begins, that's where your clay wall is going to go. Because the light isn't going to travel over the undercuts. It's going to stop where the undercut begins. Go down. That's where your case line is at. And that's where you build. You could take a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, and gently mark your case line as you go up. And after it's marked all the way around, you could then repeat the process in the back just to make sure. And I'll show the same thing. See how the back is lit up and the front is dark? It's pretty much where the case line is going to be, where that shadow is at. And this will help tremendously in preventing your molds from locking. There's some guesstimation work involving the draw line. You'll probably have to come around, depending on the design, come up this way and then come back up. Draw lines are always tricky with every piece, depending on how exaggerated the draw line is. You got to train yourself also to find undercuts in the face. You might sculpt a piece that has extreme exaggeration to the cheekbones, to the bone structure, and it might look beautiful as a sculpture, but if you're going to turn it into a stone mold, chances is the stone is going to grip on and you might not pry. So you got to like think about making a mold while you're sculpting at the same time. If you're going to make a silicone copy of this and make a support shell for it, undercuts really isn't a problem at all because silicone is very flexible. But if you're going to make latex masks, the case line is extremely important. It'll save you a lot of headaches in the long run. That's how it's done. This is Nazael. Enjoy your day.